What if the most powerful person in the room has 0 posts on their Instagram? No selfies, no updates, no "feeling blessed" captions. Just silence. And here's the strange part. That silence, it's not emptiness, it's a choice. In psychology says it's one of the most telling choices a person can make. We live in a world where people announce everything. Their breakfast, their heartbreak, their gym progress, their opinions on things nobody asked about. So when someone chooses to say nothing, it feels almost suspicious. You find yourself wondering, who are they? What are they hiding? What are they doing? And that curiosity you just felt, that's actually a psychological response called the information gap theory. The moment your brain detects missing information, it creates a kind of mental itch. It needs to be scratched. But the people who stay quiet online, they understand that better than most. Think about someone you know, maybe a coworker, a classmate, someone in your social circle. They're interesting, they're clearly living a life, but scroll through their phone, barely anything. No stories, no posts, maybe a profile picture from 3 years ago. Now compare them to someone else you know, the one who documents every single moment, every trip, every meal, every emotion broadcasted in real time. Here's the question nobody asks out loud. Which one do you trust more? Take a second, think about it honestly. Because research shows most people, when pressed, will say they trust the quieter one. And they can't always explain why. That feeling has a name, and it runs deeper than you think. Psychologists call it self-disclosure behavior, the degree to which a person voluntarily shares personal information with others. In healthy doses, it builds connection. It's human. We're wired to share. But when oversharing becomes constant, something shifts. Studies in behavioral psychology suggest that people who over-document their lives online are often seeking external validation, using likes, comments, and views to regulate their self-worth. Their internal emotional state becomes dependent on external feedback. Now flip that. People who don't post, the ones who live quietly, tend to operate from a very different psychological place. They've built what researchers call internal locus of control. Their sense of identity doesn't require an audience to exist. They know who they are, without proof, without applause. That's not nothing. That's actually incredibly rare. There's also something called strategic ambiguity, a concept studied in both psychology and communication theory. When someone reveals very little about themselves, other people unconsciously project depth onto them. The less you show, the more people assume there is to show. Silence becomes its own kind of presence.
You see this everywhere once you start noticing it. The most respected figure in many workplaces, usually not the one posting motivational quotes at 8 a.m. It's the quiet one whose opinion everyone waits for in the meeting. Think about the most successful entrepreneurs, artists, and thinkers throughout history. Many of them were notoriously private. They didn't narrate their journey, they just did the work. And when results appeared, the work spoke for itself. There's a reason we associate mystery with power. Even in relationships, people are often more drawn to someone who shares selectively. When someone tells you everything immediately, there's no tension, no curiosity, no pull. But when someone reveals themselves slowly, carefully, you become invested. You want to know more. You keep coming back. That's not manipulation. That's just how human attention works. And on a deeper level, people who don't post are often quietly protecting something: their peace, their privacy, their inner world. They've made a silent decision that their life is for them, not for consumption. Here's what this really says about human nature. We are living in the most documented era in history. Every moment is a potential post. Every experience filtered through the question, how will this look? And somewhere along the way, many people stopped living the moment and started performing it. The person who doesn't post has quietly opted out of that performance. Psychologist Sherry Turkle, who spent decades studying technology and human behavior, warned about something she called the flight from conversation, the way digital sharing can actually create distance, even while appearing to create connection. When you post your pain online, you get sympathy, but not always support. When you post your joy, you get likes, but not always genuine celebration. There's a hollowness that builds over time. The quiet ones seem to sense this, even if they can't articulate it. They've either learned or instinctively known that the most precious moments in life lose something when they're turned into content. A sunset is more beautiful when you're in it, not when you're adjusting the filter. So, the next time you come across someone who barely exists online, don't mistake their silence for emptiness. Because in a world addicted to noise, choosing silence is one of the hardest things a person can do. It means you don't need the validation, you don't need the audience, you don't need the performance. It means you found something most people are still scrolling to look for: yourself. And here's the thought I want to leave you with. If your life disappeared from social media tomorrow, would you still know who you are? Think about that. And if this video made you think about someone, or maybe made you think about yourself, drop it in the comments. I genuinely love to know.